What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel? It's down there strolling below the screen, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you come in and out of the building. And make sure you guys share the videos, man. It keeps the movement pushing. All right, people, I'm a little under the weather. I've been sick for like damn near a whole week. I had to take off work tomorrow. That's how bad I feel. But I said, let me go ahead and at least, I feel a little better than I felt yesterday and the day before that. But I've been sick all fucking week. Got a bad fucking cold. So I'm a little drained. Still gonna drink me a little beer, you know what I'm saying? I ain't drank beer in like fucking almost 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that, but I just been sick. So bear with me today. I couldn't lay down no more, man. I've been in the bed for like fucking 4 or 5 days straight. I can't lay in the bed no more, man. I had to get the fuck up. I tried to move around, get a little shit done. You know what I mean? Help my daughter put up her curtains. She wanted her whole room done again. So I had to put up, waiting on her curtains and shit. I had to put her new bedspread and all that shit on there. Did a little shit. I got some packages coming for my animals and shit. So I still got that to do. But anyway, people. I hope everybody having a blessed goddamn Saturday. Feeling better than I feel. But yeah, let's just get into this, people. I couldn't stand back and listen to this crock of bullshit anymore from Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley, listen. At this point, I'm not even gonna call you a coon, cause I probably will call you a coon in this segment. But when I start off on this shit, it's just gonna be breaking down facts and breaking down how much you lie. And so much of your hate for Tank, that shit is ridiculous. And you should be better than this. You used to be a boxer. You're a so-called Hall of Famer. They try to make you a Hall of Famer, which you don't deserve. I don't believe. But and you are not even in Tank atmosphere of how great he is. Nobody considers Tim Bradley a great. I'm just sorry, he's not. The only great fight he fought was against Devin Alexander. Shout out Devin Alexander. He fought Pacquiao twice. And so that's where we at with that. But Tim Bradley just a hater, bro. And I'm gonna show you how much of he's a hater, because I'm gonna prove to y'all that he's a fucking hater and he's lying. You know what I mean? Talking about this upcoming fight with Tank in December against Lamont Roach. So let's get into it.
The dude looks like a total fraud. Put him in a ring with somebody that can punch back. This is the Tank Protection Program. This has been going along for a long time, people. Bringing fighters up from a lower weight class to get in there with Tank. Tank looks spectacular, but it's a cover-up. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Tank is a good fighter. Are they saying they don't have an opponent for him? Yes, you do. His name is De Los Santos, and the fans wouldn't mind.
Let's stop it right there. Motherfucking Timothy Bradley is a hypocrite, but at the same time, he's a fraud himself. This man just was not even, what's this, October? Not even like 3 months ago, talking about how Tank is the best fighter that he sees, is the best in the world. He's this, he's that. I don't think nobody can beat Tank. This was at the Frank Martin fight. Excuse me, people. This is after the Frank Martin fight. And so, this was only 3 months ago. And this man, in 3 months, he said that Tank is cherry picking. He ain't fighting nobody. He's a fraud. This is witness protection for Tank Davis, which is a total fucking lie. You just was dick riding Tank. Tim, at this point, yo, we know at this point, Tim Bradley, we know a lot of this shit that you hate Tank, and we get it. The other part is that we know that you clickbait, nigga. You trying to go rival. You trying to go rival. Vival. That's all it is. Because none of this shit what you saying makes any sense. This dude. Let's just go back and listen to it again and what he said.
The dude looks like a total fraud. Put him in a ring with somebody that can punch back. This is the Tank Protection Program. This has been going...
First of all, Tank has been in there with people that could punch back and that got power, probably close to Tank power or equal to his power. Right? You know what happened when you get those type of fighters in there? They outmatched because they can't outbox Tank. Then you had somebody like Frank Martin that can box his ass off. An elite boxer. And got enough, you know what I mean? He got some power. You know what happened? Tank outsmarted him. It is not a fighter out here right now that got the total package at 140 and down fucking with Tank. It just is what it is. It's that you can't fuck with Tank power, you can't fuck with him boxing, or you can't outthink him. No one fighter at 140 and down has all that in one. None. So it's like Timothy Bradley is sitting there acting like Tank, oh, he's just a good fighter. No, he's not a good fighter. He's a great fucking fighter. He's not a good fighter. He's a great fucking fighter. You're mad because none of the fighters that you think that can beat Tank want to fight him. Shakur don't want to fight him right now. Devin Haney definitely doesn't want to fight him right now. Lomachenko talking about retirement. And then you brought up De Los Santos? He lost to Shakur. Why the fuck would he go fight De Los Santos? Nobody knows who the fuck De Los Santos is. Sorry fucking your name up, bruh. But nobody knows him. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. Shakur made him look... Man, listen, man. Timothy Bradley should be ashamed of himself for lying and making up shit and flip-flopping and being a hypocrite. But anyway, but Tank a fraud.
This has been going along for a long time, people. Bringing fighters up from a lower weight class to get in there with Tank. Tank looks spectacular.
First of all, that is a lie. You are a liar. You are a liar. Now stop it right there, because he's a liar. And every fighter has had somebody move up to fight them. Every fighter, even Tim Bradley goofy ass. Like, stop it, man. It's not like what happened with Jermell Charlo, where he moving 154 all the way to 168, 2 weight classes to go fight Canelo. That was some bullshit. You're talking about Lamont Roach that fights at 130 and can fight at 135 if he want to. He started at 135. He has fought more fights at 135 than Tank has. Motherfuckers keep forgetting Tank come from 126. Excuse me. Lamont Roach has never fought at 126 as a pro. He has never. He has started at 135 and moved up to 140 and moved down to 130 where he was comfortable at. Niggas keep acting like Tank just started at 135. He hasn't. He's actually small for the division. Believe it or not. But you let Tim Bradley tell you he moving up people to look good. Do y'all know that Frank Martin was bigger than Tank? Oh, I'm not talking about just weight. I'm talking about height. Frank Martin was like 5'7". Tank is like 5'4", 5'5". And he's probably only 5'5" with them fucking shoes on. Tank is not a big dude. And to go back down to break that he's lying is that it's only two people that came up, three that actually came up to fight Tank. One was, I forgot, it was a dude like early in Tank career when I think he was at 130 and the dude moved up to 126. Moved up from 126 to 130 to fight Tank. I forgot the dude's name. But that was like way in the beginning of his career, pro career. The second was Hector Garcia. And now it's Lamont Roach. So he keep acting like, oh, Tank is only fighting people that he's outpowering or some shit. Then mind you, do you know that Lamont Roach is actually bigger than Tank? I ain't talking about just weight-wise. I'm talking about at height. He's like 5'7". Same height as Frank. But you let Timothy Bradley tell you, Tank just picking on little guys, bringing them up from 130 to 135 so he can look good. People, every fight that Tank had in his career, it maybe only been one or two motherfuckers that was his height. Actually. Everybody else was bigger than him. Even when he went down to go fight Cruz at 130. Cruz was bigger than him. And I'm not just talking about weight-wise. I'm talking about height-wise. These dudes are always bigger than Tank. And this dude is sitting there acting like Tank got this crazy... Listen, it is not Tank's fault that he got power. It's not his fault. All the fighters that they think that can beat Tank only can box. They ain't got no power. Or they ain't got enough power to keep Tank off their ass. One or the other. Nobody is going to sit there and slug with Tank. If you sit there and you slug with Tank, I don't give a fuck if a nigga can hit hard. If you sit there and you slug with Tank Davis, you will get knocked the fuck out. Do not listen to Tim Bradley, whoever these other boxers is. Do not listen to this coon. Do not, he's a joke. And he knows better. But anyway, let's move on.
But it's a cover-up. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Tank is a good fighter. Are they saying that they don't have an opponent for him? Yes, you do. His name...
He said that Tank is a good fighter. You hear this, motherfucker? Tank is just a good fighter. No, Tank is a great fighter. He's better than you, Tim Bradley, right now. And you're retired. He's better than you. And Tank, and you know what, Tim Bradley, and I maybe didn't hear this from you, but you didn't say nothing about Shakur fighting some European, some dude that was coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Tank, Shakur was getting ready to fight some dude. Nobody didn't even know this motherfucker. Shakur was getting ready to fight him. Nobody was saying nothing about that. Tim Bradley, you ain't say shit about that. See, this is the problem with boxing. You'll get stupid fans and stupid so-called analysts like Tim Bradley sit there and lie to people and make up shit and don't tell the truth. Listen, bro, it is not Tank's fault. None of these motherfuckers had obligations, or they couldn't fight him, or they didn't want to fight him. He asked for the Lomachenko fight. Lomachenko didn't want to fight. Now he talk about retirement. Oh, well, sayonara, see you. And I always said that Lomachenko was overrated. Overrated. Got skills. Ain't great, but overrated. Now, the next was Pitbull Cruz. Now, Pitbull Cruz wound up losing. Ain't no reason for Tank to fight him. Now, in the midst of that, it was a Shakur thing. Whatever it was with Shakur, is he duck or not duck? I don't really give a fuck. Listen, I keep saying this to everybody. If Shakur really wanted to fight Tank, you know what he did? He wouldn't have sided with Eddie Hearn. He'd have waited for Tank if he really wanted to fight. People like, how you telling Shakur to wait around for Tank? Yeah. First of all, he's the money man. Second of all, Shakur Stevenson don't put asses in the seats. He's actually getting overpaid. He's not even worth the money they're giving him. Because he ain't fought nobody. He ain't putting asses in the seats. Yes, you really want the Tank fight? Stop running your fucking mouth, talking slick out your mouth. Say, Tank, I'll come over to PBC and do 2 fights. I do a tune-up, and then we can fight next year. You do a tune-up, I do a tune-up. Shakur and Tank could have fought around the same time. All right, now that Shakur got hurt, what do you want Tank to do? He can't fight Shakur. He's hurt. Tank should not wait around for Shakur till whenever he fights his next fight, or if say he want to come back and fight Tank in the beginning of the year, some shit like that. Tank can't sit out another whole fucking year waiting on Shakur. He looked at Rusty fighting Frank. A little rusty, I say. No. Not sitting around waiting on the mother. No, you should sit around and wait. You want Tank to sit around and wait for them, but they don't have to come to Tank. Yeah, all right, Tim Bradley. Bullshit. Then fourth of all, you're talking about the dude that beat Pitbull Cruz. I believe he didn't really want to fight Tank. That's why he took the Pitbull Cruz rematch. Tank probably would have gave him some money to pay off Pitbull. Like, look, step aside. If I whip his ass, then I'll give you a fight next year. Let me whip his ass, and then you can go ahead and whip his ass. I don't even want the belt. Because Tank ain't going to want the belt at 140. So the belt will still be there, regardless if homeboy would have Venezuela would have lost. The belt was still, he would still have the belt. That could have happened. Pitbull Cruz would have took that. He'd have took that step aside money. But Venezuela did not want to fight fucking Tank Davis. So that was that wasn't a fight. So what are you talking about, Tim? Who else are you talking about he should fight? Can't fight Teofimo Lopez. He ensuing the negotiations with his own promoters. They talking about putting his ass on the shelf or he gonna fight. Listen, Tank would have went. Listen, Tank will go to 140 if it makes sense, money-wise. It has to make sense for him to move up to 140. He's not comfortable at fighting at 140, Jay Will. He's just not. So, but to get Tank to fight a motherfucker at 140, the money got to be right. I believe, yeah, he will go up to fight T.O. at 140. Because it'll sell because T.O. a fucking racist and he been saying all types of racist shit. So it'll make good, promotion. So the fight would sell. And I told you, a lot of people that come to see Tank or watch Tank see him lose. It's the Floyd Mayweather fight. I mean, a factor. That's all that is. So, Jay Will, he will go up to 140. The money got to make sense. The fight got to be big. But he's not just going to go up to 140 and risk losing to a motherfucker for nothing. And it ain't going to sell anything. They don't bring shit really to the table. No. That's not happening. But anyway, let's move on.
His name is De Los Santos, and the fans wouldn't mind paying for De Los Santos fight.
First of all, we're fans. Did anybody hear anything from Tank? They very interested in Tank fighting De Los Santos? I ain't never heard no shit. Tim Bradley, y'all would have ridiculed the shit out of Tank. Just imagine if Tank would have fought De Los Santos and knocked De Los Santos out. Tim Bradley would have still been a bit bitching and complain. Well, it was Shakur leftovers. It'll be a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Tim Bradley is not being genuine. He's just making up shit to have clickbait. He ain't went viral in a while, so he's just out here saying all types of goofy shit. Nobody wants to see De Los Santos fight Tank. Nobody. He lost to Shakur. Why would Tank fight him? Why? Don't make any sense. Even business-wise, it don't make no sense. Tank is not fighting dudes that's coming off lost records. Appreciate that, Jay Wills. But come on, man. Yeah, I'm on that fight too, Jay Wills. I'm watching. I'm gonna watch that fight. But yeah, man, y'all, shout out to my brother talking in the building. What up, Talk? Shout out to Jay Wills in the building too, man. I ain't even shout people out. My bad. What up, Jay Wills? Shout out to talking in the building. Listen, I did not listen, Jay Will. I didn't say Tank is Floyd Mayweather. I said he has the Floyd Mayweather effect when it comes to haters. People that go to when people used to go to see Floyd, yeah, Floyd had his fans, but a lot of people that used to go see Floyd used to go see him to lose or watch him lose. It's the same thing with Tank. They don't really like, a lot of these motherfuckers don't like Tank, but they go watch Tank to see him lose. They want him to lose. It's the same thing with Floyd. That's all I'm saying, Jay Wills. I didn't say Tank is Floyd Mayweather. Shit, ain't nobody Floyd. I think Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer to ever live. My honest opinion. And right behind him, I probably got Roy Jones Jr. Motherfuckers keep disrespecting Roy Jones. Like, nah, bro. Roy did some crazy shit. Like, seriously, Roy was the man. And the same era with Floyd. He was the shit. And Oscar and all them niggas burn off. Roy was the shit. But yeah, and I got Roy, and then I got Muhammad Ali, and then I got Mike Tyson. And my fifth slot is always crazy for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Sugar Ray Leonard. My bad. I got Sugar Ray at number 5. Yeah, but Floyd Mayweather is the greatest fighter of all times to me. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Jay Wills. Roy Jones was the shit. That's what I'm saying. Then Roy took them L's. And then Floyd, like, kind of just, just went up there. Anyway, let's move on. But at the same time, I want to say, nobody's asking for no motherfucking Tank and De Los Santos fight. Nobody's asking for that bullshit. I don't want to see him fight De Los Santos for what? He's coming off a loss to Shakur. Nobody want to see that shit. And the second of all, about De Los Santos is hurt. It don't look like De Los Santos is fighting no time this year. He coming off an injury. At that. He's coming off a loss and an injury. The fuck out of here, Tim Bradley. Like I said, being disingenuous.
But they're covering something. I don't know what it is. Is it the power of De Los Santos they worried about? Tank was doing a whole lot of talking with Shakur Steve.
For what power? What power? If that was the case, he should have. You know the bad part about it is that they're sitting here acting like Tank can't box or something. Like, that's how it's coming off to me. Timothy Bradley, did you see the Shakur fight? Was there nothing wrong with De Los Santos of hunting his ass down? De Los Santos couldn't cut the ring off to Shakur. He couldn't really land no punches because Shakur was running because he couldn't cut the ring off. The fuck out of here. Ain't about no fucking power. We don't even know about his power really like that. Tank supposed to be scared of his power? I'll tell you this. When have you seen Tank hurt? I'll wait. And he been in there with way more dudes that punch harder and caught him cleaner. A fucking De Los Santos power. Tim Bradley, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know the bad part about Tim Bradley? You shouldn't talk about boxing no more if you're going to be this biased. And you're going to be this disingenuous. You shouldn't be even talking about boxing no more. You are a former boxer. Now an analyst. You know goddamn well Tank is not scared of this dude power. Listen, De Los Santos can't beat Pitbull Cruz. How much money y'all want to put on that? I believe Pitbull Cruz will knock his ass out. Fuck out of here. He couldn't beat Ryan Garcia at a catch weight with a rehydration clause or something in it. He couldn't beat him. Ryan will knock his ass out. What the fuck are we talking about? A De Los Santos. I give a fuck about that. No disrespect, my brother. But nobody worrying about no De Los Santos power. He ain't fought nobody. Would he beat the dude that Pitbull Cruz beat? And then he just lost to Shakur? Because Shakur ran around the fucking ring all motherfucking night? Let me tell y'all something, people. When Tank fucked his hand up, you know what his corner said, what Coach Cal and them told him, man, fuck that shit, get over it. Win this fight. Shakur the whole motherfucking fight, running. Ain't landing nothing, ain't really throwing nothing. Like, yo, that shit was trash. Shakur's last 2 fights was trash. He couldn't even really do nothing with the dude. His last fight, that wasn't nobody. Nobody knew who the fuck this dude was. But he talking Tank ain't fighting nobody. Frank Martin is better than the last 2 fighters that Shakur faced. Put together. Fuck are we talking about? Frank Martin to beat the shit out of De Los Santos. How much you want to put on that? The fuck are we talking about? The Tank ain't fighting nobody. And you talking about De Los Santos. Nigga, I'd rather see him fight Frank again in a rematch for some De Los Santos. Fuck out of here, man. Let's move on. Tim Bradley should be ashamed of himself.
Corey Stevenson put everybody to sleep with De Los Santos, but he gonna step his behind in the ring and face a De Los Santos. That's the fight that everybody wants.
And why would he? He just fought somebody that was better than De Los Santos, which was Frank Martin. So why would he get in a ring with De Los Santos? That makes no sense, Tim. You put Frank Martin and De Los Santos in the next fight, they fight each other. Frank Martin gonna beat the shit out of him and might stop him. High percentage that Frank will stop him. Fuck are we talking about here? Tim Bradley, you are so much of a disingenuous dude, man. This shit is not even funny anymore. You need to stop talking about boxing, bro. They need to take your goofy ass off air. He is at a podcast saying it. I'm at the podcast. I'd have been like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about, Tim? Nobody says nothing. They just let him ramble off and go off. Hold on, Tim, with that bullshit. You know damn well De Los Santos is not even better than Frank Martin. I go fuck the rankings. He's not better than Frank. Frank will beat the shit out of De Los Santos. And then y'all gotta think about this thing about Tim Bradley. He talking all this shit when his bitch ass was supposed to fight Earl Spence. He ain't fight him. He ducked him. We know that, your bitch ass. We know you duck fights. You kept talking about, the other side of the street and all that other shit. Yeah, you was doing that too. You try to act like Earl was scared. Nigga, you was scared of Earl. Earl was scared to turn. No, he wasn't. Because at the end of the day, Earl still wound up fighting him. You ain't fight Earl. Your coward ass retired like the bitch ass nigga you are. You ain't want to fight that. You ain't want to fight him. You ain't want to fight a young Earl in his prime. You ain't want to fuck with Earl. So stop it, nigga. Listen, let me just explain something to you again. Listen, this is why I tell y'all Tim Bradley ain't shit. He ain't that good of a boxer. He ain't great or nothing. He okay. Boots will beat his ass in Timothy Bradley prime. Boots better than Tim Bradley right now. Than Tim Bradley ever been. With all his accomplishments, he still ain't better than Boots. Right now. And like I'm gonna keep saying this. It is not Tank Davis, Benavidez, and Boots Ennis' fault because niggas are ducking them. It's not their fault. It's not our fault that, or I ain't gonna say our, a lot of people don't put respect on Lamont Roach's name like he's nobody and he done had a recognition like that. It's not Tank's fault. But Lamont Roach is a fucking good fighter. And he may shock a lot of motherfuckers when he get in the ring with Tank. He ain't, listen, I respect the confidence from Lamont Roach. It's one thing talking that shit now. Them face-offs, that's what Tank get a lot of them niggas. You walking down that motherfucking ring, that's a whole nother different thing. But I give him props. He act like he ain't scared right now. Even Frank talked that shit like they wasn't scared. We'll see. Just because we think, or a lot of people like me, think that Tank gonna whip his ass, don't mean that Tank gonna whip his ass. Every boxer got a chance. I'm just picking Tank because I just think Tank is a better fighter. But it wouldn't shock me that Lamont Roach go in there and give Tank everything he wanted. You'll really have to go out, you'll really have to see Tank get in this bag. It wouldn't shock me. Lamont Roach ain't no motherfucking pushover, man. And like I said, and last of all, Tank didn't want to fight him. Tank can't help that nobody wants to fight him, and this the only motherfucker that want to lace up the gloves and fight him. And he can still put asses in the seats. Listen, shout out to Jay Wills. Jay Wills says, hold on, Jay.
That everybody wants to see.
My bad. Hold on, Jay. Jay says, let me go to it. He said, why is Tank versus Roach in Texas? Listen, the only reason, and then he said the other shit. Said why not the DMV area? Listen. Listen, from my understandings from the sources I get, right? Tank is so big and that region, as far as Texas and shit, is big. Like it's big boxing fans there. Right? So motherfuckers gonna come and show out. Right? Texas gonna come out and show out. That's just what they gonna do. I believe the DMV would show out, come out and show out. But it's about the money. You'll get more money Because this fight, listen, we want to be honest. Let's be real. One thing Tim Bradley is not really going to lie about in a few minutes is that the pay-per-views may not be like that because nobody really knows who Lamont Roach is. But the fight is going to shock you that it's going to be a fight that you be like, damn, I should have went on and bought that fight or went to go see it. Because I've been studying Lamont Roach. And homie gets busy. He just don't have the name like that. Excuse me. He just doesn't have the name like that. Now, so the pay-per-views may not be that. So that's part of that reason why that he gonna take that fight to to Texas. The other part of that, the reason that he's taking that fight to Houston is because they don't pay federal taxes there. State taxes there. And so that's more money. Because he's not going to get the same bag that he maybe even got with Frank. So it's just financially, I believe. I would have loved that it would have been in DC. It'd be it wouldn't be enough. I don't think we have an arena that big of it in the Ravens Stadium that's indoors, like Ravens Stadium or the Orioles Stadium. That shit is outdoor, and it's wintertime. It's gonna be in December. It's cold. It's gonna be cold as shit. It might be snowing or some shit for all the fuck we know, but it's gonna be cold. So they don't have the roof shit. You know what I mean? So, so that's part of why it's not happening in Baltimore, but in DC, I can see it happening in DC. I just, like I told you, the reason that it didn't make any, probably from sources I know, it didn't make no sense of putting it in DC. It was because of the taxes, and the fight might not be as big as a lot of people think. The pay-per-view sell, so you wanna, you go to Texas, you're gonna get more money because you don't pay state taxes, right? And Tank gonna sell the arena out. He just not, the pay-per-views may not be shit. It just is what it is. So, just to be very honest about that. But anyway, let's move on.
To see, no one's gonna pay for this pay-per-view. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. People gonna show up because it's Tank Davis, but those pay-per-view numbers that you're chasing, it's just gonna be a wishing well, man.
First of all, the one thing he is not lying about, and it should be, and I understand he's speaking his truth, but if you're a fan of boxing and you used to be a boxer, you should not say that. You shouldn't want to stop these other boxers from getting their money. Tim Bradley's know better. He should not be coming out saying, ain't nobody gonna buy that. Why are you pocket watching? The problem with Tim Bradley, the two big mega fights that he was in was with Manny Pacquiao. He ain't make nowhere close to what Tank made. Tank is richer than him right now, before he retired. Tank is richer than him probably about 2 or 3 fights ago. He never made no big bag like that. And there's only very few boxers in the game that gets that big bag like that. Because everybody ain't a star. Okay? They get decent bags off of guys that are superstars. But Tim Bradley is that. Tim Bradley only got a bag because of Pacquiao. So he wasn't like a headliner. He wasn't like the guy he was the money man. It was Pacquiao. Pacquiao was that guy. Just think about that shit. But Tim Bradley been a hater. Like, that's all he do is hate. You was just kissing Tank ass 3-4 months ago when he just fought Frank and knocked Frank ass out. Because y'all said he wouldn't fight a slick boxer, he wouldn't fight a black American fighter, and he did both of those things. And then you motherfuckers sit there and you still bitching complaining. He's still fighting a black fighter that's a southpaw and that's a slick boxer that got some decent power. And it's his last choice. He didn't want to fight this dude, man. He wanted to fight the Lomachinkos. He wanted to fight the Shakur Stevensons. He wanted to fight the Devin Haney's. He wanted to fight the Teofimo Lopez's. But all those guys got their own bullshit they going through. So Tank's supposed to sit around and wait for these niggas? No. Go ahead and do your tune-up, Tank. I don't look at Tank as getting a tune-up with Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach is not a pushover. But for the fans that don't know nothing about Lamont Roach, okay, call it a tune-up. But Tank get the right to do that. You just want him to sit around and wait for these other motherfuckers to fight? He got to wait around Shakur for Shakur to get off an injury. He got to wait for De Los Santos. Nobody was asking for, but we're just going off your dumb narrative. He's injured. Pitbull Cruz is coming off a loss. Pitbull Cruz don't even want to fight Tank. He want to fight the dude Venezuela that just beat him. Venezuela don't want to fight Tank, so he's going to do the rematch with Pitbull Cruz. So they out. Loma don't want to fight. Devin Haney, he's mentally fucked up because of what Ron did to him. He can't fight Ron Garcia again. Ron is suspended. Teofimo Lopez ain't available because he's beefing with his promoters. Who you want to take the fight? You need to ask yourselves that. If you're going to hate, ask yourselves who Tank should be fighting. Listen, people. It was some crazy shit I seen. Right? And I don't want to diss DC dudes. Right? The one thing I noticed from DC dudes, and it's Gary Russell. This is supposed to be Gary Russell fighting Tank. You know the problem what it was? Gary Russell been inactive. Gary Russell has rubbed all the promoters, just like Devin Haney has done, has rubbed all the promoters the wrong way with him talking and running his mouth recklessly. This is supposed to be Tank supposed to be fighting Gary Russell. Not Lamont Roach, Gary Russell. But Gary Russell, like I told y'all, Tank is not giving that nigga a fight because he talked too grimy out of the mouth. You know what Gary Russell should have did? Gary Russell should have been like, look, Tank, man, you ain't got no opponent, man. We can sell out the DMV. Let's do this shit. I'm going to help you promote the shit out this fucking fight. But no, Gary Russell got on social media and just was running his fucking mouth like a fucking stupid nigga. And he lost his chance of fighting Tank. And no promoters want to fuck with Gary Russell. That's why Gary Russell ain't fighting. He goes on a YouTube channel and call Tank all types of bitch ass niggas and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, because Tank ain't choose you, before that nigga, you was disrespecting Tank. You ain't getting no fight, bro. The promoters don't even want to fuck with you, and people don't know this about Gary Russell. The promoters don't want to fuck with Gary Russell. That's why he ain't been fighting. Motherfuckers like, oh, Tank could have gave him that fight. Yeah. But you can't keep calling me all out my name, calling me all types of bitch ass niggas and shit like that, disrespecting me and shit. And you gotta understand something. The one thing I appreciate about Lamont Roach ain't talk none of that bullshit when they was in negotiations with Tank. When that motherfucking shit got signed, that's when he started talking this shit. I ain't got no problem with that with Lamar Roach. Talk your shit, Lamar Roach. Sell that goddamn fight, bro. I ain't mad at you. But before Gary Russell even get the goddamn fight, you already disrespecting Tank. Talking about he's scared of you. Nigga, ain't nobody scared of you. And you losing out on fights because you don't know how to keep your mouth shut. This is what happened. Gary Russell is a prime example when keeping it real goes wrong. Now his ass ain't got no fight. This is supposed to be Gary Russell and Tank. I told you, Tank is the money man. Canelo's the money man. You can't talk shit to disrespect them dudes like that, man. And think you gonna get a fight. That's what I'm saying. Especially if the money don't make no sense. You definitely ain't getting no fight. Yeah, Canelo pay-per-views wasn't what they were supposed to be with the Berlanga and the other dude, Maganga, whatever his name is. Yeah, but he still sold. He still sold the pack house. How you going? Gary Russell gonna want to fight and get upset at Tank because Tank ain't give him a fight. Nigga, you ain't fought in like 2 years. And you coming off a loss, which we all thought you won. I believe he won that fight, but you coming off a loss, bro. And you ain't fought nobody in 2 years. You don't get no Tank fight. What's wrong with you? And it's not our fault, nigga, that you have rubbed all the promoters wrong that don't want to do business with your goofy ass. Just going around disrespecting fighters. Okay. I tell all them fighters that. See how that works out for you. It's like Keyshawn Davis, right? Everybody like, yo, Keyshawn he be disrespectful and shit like that. Listen, Keyshawn is doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to have the confidence that he have. But the problem is, you ain't fighting nobody. It's like Shakur. You talk all that shit you want, but you ain't fighting nobody. And long as you ain't fighting nobody, you ain't gonna get a Tank fight. Listen, I'll tell you this, though. If Keyshawn fights a dude that got a name before he fight, not this fight, but the next fight, he fights somebody with a real name at 135. He'll get a Tank fight before Shakur do. Shakur ain't fighting nobody, bro. Cepedo, whatever, that dude, man, that's easy work for fucking Shakur. Come on, man. Cepedo, I don't even know if Shakur's gonna fight him when his injury shit next year. I don't know if he's gonna fight him first. He probably do a tune-up with a nobody. But nobody ain't gonna say nothing about that. Niggas mad at Tank because he fighting some dude that he didn't want to fight this dude. But nobody wants to fight him. It's like Boots. It's like the same shit with Boots. If niggas don't want to fight Boots, what do you want Boots to do? Oh, Boots ain't fighting nobody. He's fighting Kern again. Nobody want to fight Boots. They can't say, oh, he don't bring nothing to the table. He got a championship. He got, excuse me, he got a belt. What do you want him to do? Like niggas got, like people got to be realistic about the business of boxing. You got to stop saying niggas is ducking niggas. Nobody's ducking nobody. Terrence Crawford don't want to fight Boots. Niggas at 147 don't want to fight Boots Ennis. None of them. Hopefully after Boots do this little tune-up fight that he get ready to do, he can get a big fight. But nobody wants to fight Boots Ennis right now. Number one, because listen, as great as Boots is, you know what I mean? As great of a fighter he is, right? As great of a fighter Boots is, right? He ain't fought nobody. And it's not his fault. You notice now that Benavidez has fought some of the people with names. Now Benavidez is getting them fights. Motherfuckers now, they as much as they was scared, now they know, all right, I go fight, I'm going to get a bag fucking with Benavidez. That's why you getting this Morrell fight or whatever he get ready to fight this dude. And for Benavidez, that's why I respect Benavidez. This ain't no easy fight for Benavidez. But if he wins this fight, he's gonna fight whoever wins out of Bivol and the other dude that's fighting tonight. He's gonna get the winner. And that's going to be a mega fight. Benavidez had to stop chasing Canelo. Canelo was not going to fight him. It wasn't, listen, I'm going to tell you something. It wasn't that the fight wasn't going to sell for Canelo. The fight was going to sell. That's why we always say when it comes to Canelo, he was ducking Benavidez and still is. He don't want to fight Benavidez because Benavidez is one of those fights that he know that he will lose. There's a very high percentage of it. That's what I keep trying to tell everybody. Canelo could have been made this fight. Canelo's the biggest duck when it comes to Benavidez. Like, him making that Benavidez fight is the easiest fight right now. You think Benavidez wouldn't move back down to 168 to fight Canelo? And you get what I mean? Yeah, he would. Canelo don't want to fight him. And it's not because, oh, Benavidez so much disrespected him. That's bullshit. It's not that. Canelo don't want to take that risk. That pay-per-view is going to be at least 900,000 to a million pay-per-views. They're going to sell out in Vegas. That is going to happen. So it's not like Canelo is not going to see a big bag from it. He's just scared that he's going to lose. These are facts. But like I said, Canelo is in a position where he can fight whoever the fuck he want to. Tank Davis wanted to fight these dudes. These dudes didn't want to fight him. That is the difference. It's always an excuse with these niggas. When Tank ain't got nobody to fight, none of these niggas talking that gangster shit. Devin Haney was free. Teofimo Lopez was free. Shakur was free. Lomachenko was free. All of them was free. Tank was free to fight anybody that he wanted to. When he went down to office with all these niggas, they didn't want to fight. For whatever reason, they didn't want to fight. You can't blame Tank for this, Tim Bradley, and these so-called Tank haters. You can't blame him for fighting Lamont Roach. All your favorite fighters didn't want to fight him. For whatever reasons. Tank been free to fight niggas for about 3 to 4 months. They all got some old, always coming up with some old bullshit. And then you want to blame Tank because they not doing it. Man, come on, man. Bunch of suckers. And then lying, you hate Tank so much or you just make up shit. Nobody wants to fight Tank right now. They can't say, oh, the money ain't good. Because we know he the money man. So you can throw that scenario out there. They got nothing to do with it. You can't say, oh, it's a promotional company. Can't blame Floyd that he was under Floyd. Can't blame that because he's not under Floyd. And let me explain something to y'all very clearly about the position that Tank is in. Whoever Tank wants to fight, the PBC is going to be like, okay. Whoever Tank wants to fight. The PBC, Tank is so, like, one of those elite fighters, the money man like that, he can fight whoever he wants to. And PBC going to be like, all right, Tank, we'll rock with it. We'll put the money behind it. We got it. So it ain't hard for Tank to make a fucking fight. But you keep blaming Tank. It's not Tank's fault that he's fighting Lamont Roach. It is your favorite fighters. Or their promotional company, or whatever the fuck going on with them. It's them. And Tank should not have to sit around and wait for these motherfuckers to deal with whatever the situation. Excuse me. Still trying to get over this cold, people. Tank should not be sitting around waiting for these motherfuckers to get off of whatever the hell is going on with them. He should not have to wait on that. Shakur Stevenson has an injury. He's not fighting Tank this year. Tim Bradley brought up De Los Santos. De Los Santos is still dealing with an injury. He's not fighting Tank this year. I don't even think he's fighting this year. Venezuela, whatever his name is, that full Pitbull Cruz. Him and Pitbull Cruz, they obligated to fight each other. He can't fight none of them. Can't fight either one of them. Devin Haney. Devin Haney ain't trying to fight no fucking Tank Davis. We don't even know where Devin Haney's going to fight at as far as weight class. This motherfucker might be in 147, 154 for all the fuck we know. We don't know what Devin Haney just got his ass whipped by Ryan Garcia. We don't know. He can't fight Ryan. Ryan is on suspension till next year. So he can't fight him. Teofimo can't fight him. He got legal shit going on with his own promotional company. So Tank's supposed to sit around and wait on these motherfuckers to get that shit together. No, bro. The face of boxing don't sit around and wait for these motherfuckers. Or you can say one of the faces of boxing. Bill Haney like to come out here like talking about it's the Devin Haney Or what, being soft? And let's get into this Bill Haney lawsuit shit real quick. Listen, I ain't even mad at the lawsuit like that like a lot of people are. My problem is, cool, fine. I still want Get Back. You go and sue Ryan and whoever you know, his promotional company, Oscar and them. Go ahead. You still can do that. That's cool. But what I don't like is you say, oh, I'm not fighting Ryan no more. There's no rematch. Shit. Why not? When I told y'all a couple of years ago, I said that motherfucking the truth will finally, listen, karma comes to everybody that be doing fuck shit. And that's all what happened to Bill Haney and Devin Haney, excuse me, and that whole team. They got exposed for being the frauds that they are. You are a fraud. Devin Haney is a fraud. He had flaws in his game. And I've been telling y'all that he's not that great like y'all think he is. He's not that skilled. I believe even if he may could have outboxed Ryan, but I think if Ryan was at least in the same type of shape that he was in when he fought Tank, he still would have beat the shit out of Devin Haney. Honestly. Because Devin Haney don't have no power, and he don't have a great chin. But nobody listened to me on that shit. That shit is... Listen. Devin Haney got exposed. His whole team got exposed. They sitting out around here running around talking about they the face of boxing, they making all this money. You ain't making shit. You ain't making shit. Shit, Tank just did what he did with Frank. You know how much money he got? Just over Frank. You know how much money he got? You want to know? 25 mil. Off of the Frank fight, Tank got $25 million. Off of the Frank fight. And that shit is sold about 400 to 500,000 pay-per-views. But it sold out Vegas, though. And he made $25 million. Facts. Devin Haney ain't make that. You know Tank Davis upfront money? When his upfront money comes, at this point, Tank ain't getting no less than $10 million. Upfront money. This Lamont Roach fight get ready to come up, Tank ain't getting no less than upfront money, $10 million. Devin Haney, he got to get that. He got to do like 3 or 4 fights, 4 to 5 fights, just to receive $5 million. Niggas ain't making no money, bro. But Devin Haney is the face of boxing. Yeah, okay, cool. It's the Devin Haney era. Of what? You ain't putting asses in the seats. You a flawed fighter. And you're lying about what you making. Shit is sad, man. And the bad part about it, I used to like Bill Haney. I used to like Devin. But I started to see through the fraud shit that they was doing. The disingenuous shit they was saying and doing. It's like, come on, bro. You are not on Tank level. You're not even making the type of money Tank is making off of a fight. Nigga, he just fought Frank Martin and made $20 million. $20 to $25 million. What are you talking about? And I'm talking about upfront money. Tank is getting like $10 million. Upfront. What is these niggas talking about? shit, you know Canelo probably getting about 10, 15 million up front. Biggest paydays ever for these fighters that ever fight Canelo or Tank. And I told y'all, business gotta make sense. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all something about the Frank Martin shit. It was about 500,000 pay-per-views, but they probably sold in the gate all that shit. They probably got about a good close to 100 million of overall everything, right? That's why Tank seemed about 25 million, right? Frank seen about a good 10, 15. Maybe overall, right? Even with the, the pay-per-view sales, all that shit, right? Back end money, right? Listen, man. They said that Ryan Garcia, these are facts. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, they didn't even, they lost money. Terrence Crawford, that whole big shit they did with Sheik and all that shit, this last fight, that shit flopped, bro. They didn't make no, they lost money. You never hear Tank losing money for the promoters or people that put up the money. You never hear that. Because, number one, Tank don't overprice himself. He understands the competition, whoever, they may not can't bring certain such in. The crazy part about it was that the whole Ryan and Tank shit, the fucking the promoters at the PBC and Oscar and all them, they actually Tank and Ryan got underpaid for that fight. Believe it or not, they actually got underpaid. Because nobody knew how big that fight was going to be. Honestly. And they got underpaid. They should probably made more than that. I think Ryan made about 35, 40 million. Tank about 50, 55, 60, 65 million. Yo, they probably supposed to got like 70, 75 mil. Ryan probably should have got about 55, 60 mil. Like, that shit was... They got underpaid. And I mean just the upfront money. They should probably got more of that upfront money. But it is what it is. Listen, this fight with Lamont Roach is going to do about, I say, about 300,000. That's the highest I give it, and the less I give it. It's gonna be about 300,000, and that's still decent. But that ain't, everybody gonna be looking at, oh, that ain't Tank type of shit, nigga. Floyd ain't always sold a lot on all the fights he got that he took. It just doesn't be like that. If that was the case, then Floyd, like all his fights should have sold million pay-per-views all the time. That's not how boxing work, bro. Or the business of boxing. That's not how it works. Your opponent got to bring something to the table sometimes. And sometimes your opponent doesn't bring that all the time. That's just how the state of boxing is. That's why when Tim Bradley, he be sitting out here, he talk that bullshit, and he talking about, oh, well, ain't nobody gonna buy this fight. Yeah, and listen, the pay-per-views may not be like that. I'll tell you one goddamn thing, I know Tank gonna sell about 300,000. I know that. And it's like, Timothy Brady said, yeah, of course it's gonna sell out. You goddamn right. But that matters though. Even the pay-per-views ain't all that. Shakur and a lot of these old fighters, they don't make that type of money when they in them stadiums. Or I mean in them views, in them venues. They don't sell what Tank sells in them venues. With Ron and Devin, they didn't even come close to what Rolly and fucking Tank did. They broke the record there. And that was with Rolly. You had two dudes that was more named, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, that was more known than Rolly was when Rolly fought Tank. And they still didn't come close to what Tank did, just putting asses in the seats? Come on, bro. Y'all gotta stop, man. The hate, the level of hate that y'all have for Tank, y'all gotta stop, bro. They're not the same people. They're not on the same level. It's just not. Tank he's here. Them niggas is here. And it's okay for that. But the problem is that these niggas is not really promoting themselves good. They're overpricing themselves. And a lot of these fighters that you see, some of them get some bags, right? The problem is they're not exciting, so they don't put asses in the seats. And then the promoters is overpaying them, and they still ain't selling shit. So when they get into a big fight with another big fighter, somebody like Tank, the negotiations is different. I don't give a fuck what that promoter paid you. Upfront money. You're not getting that fighting Tank. Sorry. I'll give you an extra $1 million. If I'm Tank, give you an extra $1 million of what that promoter gave you, I'll give you that. Them niggas under contract. Do you understand what the PBC do? Listen, Tank, when he go to negotiate fights, he can negotiate his value. Look, I need $10 million up front. Tank can do that. He can negotiate like that. Those niggas under contracts, right, with them outside of PBC, they can't do that. They on the contract, this is what we give you for a fight. And they fight on free TV. Listen, people, you have to understand this too. Tank don't fight on free TV. Tim Bradley can say all that bullshit. Oh, it may not sell or no shit like that. It ain't gonna do well. Tank ain't fighting on free TV. When last time y'all seen Tank fight on free TV? His last fight that he fought on free TV was before it was before the Mayweather had the Garcia, Mayweather and McGregor fight. I think that was the fight before that. He might have fought on free TV. After that, Tank ain't fought on free TV. Once he fought that undercard under Mayweather with the Conor McGregor fight, Tank ain't fought on free TV. How long ago was that? That was about, what, 6-7 years ago? Come on, man. What we talking about here? Tank ain't fought on free TV. And motherfuckers know what I mean by fighting on free TV. Shakur be fighting on free TV. Shit, Keyshawn Davis. He fighting on free TV. Ain't no pay-per-view. Like these niggas that y'all be bringing up and talking, these niggas, they don't even have pay-per-views. How much y'all want to bet? Unless Devin Haney fights somebody with a name that's coming up, he's fighting on free TV. How much y'all want to bet? Because if he ain't fighting nobody and they put that shit on pay-per-view, that shit is going to flop. And that's the problem with Terrence Crawford. That's why Terrence Crawford supposed to be way bigger than what he really is, but he don't fight nobody, and his shit flops when he do pay-per-views. That's why shit be trash. Think about it. In Canelo thought process, why would Canelo fight Terrence Crawford? Because if, in my honest opinion, listen, always give any boxer a chance, right? But being realistic, and listen, Canelo probably knock out and really hurt Terrence Crawford. Honestly. I ain't saying Terrence Crawford don't have a chance, but listen, I'm betting on Canelo to win that fight. Canelo will beat the shit out of motherfucking. Listen, man. Canelo, in his last two fights, these dudes was bigger than Canelo. And he put them on their ass. You asking a nigga that come from 147, struggle with a nigga that was at 154, his last fight, to go fight a nigga at Canelo on his level? Man, please, man. Canelo hit you with one of them shots. Terrence Crawford with one of them shots. He may, it may be a Amir Khan type shit. Trying to tell y'all. Y'all gotta be realistic about this shit, man. Now, if you said, oh, they was gonna do a catch weight at 160 or something, then I'll be like, all right, cool. You talking about Canelo at 168. No, Canelo gonna fuck Terrence Crawford up. He gonna fuck Terrence Crawford. He will, man, listen, man. Yeah. It's like motherfuckers bringing up, oh, if Earl beat Fandor. First of all, I do not like Fandor at that weight class. I think he's way too big. This motherfucker probably can weigh 168 and fight there. But you know, it depends on people's weight. But anyway, Fandor is most likely gonna whip Earl Spence ass. Most likely. I'm still ain't counting Earl out, but I'm saying it's most likely that he gonna get his ass whipped. And I believe that he could whip Terrence Crawford ass. He's just way too tall, bro. You gotta go in there and you gotta brawl with a big dude like that. You gotta make sure you get him out of his range. You can't box him. You gotta go in there and you gotta have some power to break that motherfucker down. He's way too tall, bro. Earl got power, but Earl ain't got no motherfucker, not one hitter quitter knockout power. Earl gonna fuck around and get his ass whipped. Fucking with Fandor. And I could be wrong, but I'm just telling you. And so it's like, and they're talking about, Earl Spence moving up. If he win this fight, he gonna move. He can get that Canelo fight. Yeah, he could. But I believe he'll get his ass whipped by Canelo. Listen, man. You can be as much as of a slick boxer all you want. At this point in Canelo's career, he will knock your ass out. I'm just telling y'all. Terence Crawford will have to move a hell of a lot in that fight fucking with Canelo. And like I said, nigga, Terence Crawford is 37, 38 years old. Fuck out of here, bro. You know the bad part about it is that Canelo can fight whoever he want to fight. That's why Terence Crawford, to me, he overpriced himself. He do bad business. And it's like, yo, you got dudes that you can fight that can be great at your weight class, but you don't want to take that chance. Like, motherfuckers don't be looking at Terence Crawford as like on some Canelo shit. He got a fight there, bro. And it could be big. He can fight Boots. He just won't. He can fight Jermell Charlo. It'll be a big fight. It could be huge. If they promote it right, it'd be like, nigga, I just whooped your man ass. Now, and I told you I was coming for you, didn't I? That's what Terence Crawford supposed to have did. After he whipped Earl Smith's ass, he's supposed to say, I don't give a fuck you lost. Yeah, he lost to such. Take your tune up. I'm going to take a tune up, and we fighting next year in 2025. That's what Terence Crawford supposed to have did. This tune up he just did, he should have been in negotiation with the PBC of like, yo, I want to whip his ass. There's so many big fights at 154. But Terence Crawford is not going to fight those elite fighters that bring some type of danger to him. He's just not. He thinks he's bigger than what he is, and he's really not. I think a lot of times people don't be understanding the business of boxing and understanding that a lot of these dudes be overpricing themselves, or they be doing too much, and they think they're bigger than what they are, and they're not. These niggas don't sell like that. Terence Crawford don't sell like that. People think it's outrageous, right? That Terence Crawford will fight, if he would fight Teofimo Lopez. That'd be a great fight, but it's actually fighting down. Because you got a nigga like Boots, you know most likely Terence Crawford will beat the shit out of Teofimo Lopez. But you'll skip over Boots Ennis to fight him. Boots will move up to 154 to fight Terence Crawford. But Terence don't want to do that. This is real shit. What the fuck is Teofimo Lopez bringing to the motherfucking table that Boots ain't bringing? What? What is he bringing that Boots don't bring? Now, Teofimo might sell that bitch more because he on some racist shit. So that may make it sell more. But come on, bro. And everybody know that that Terence Crawford gonna beat the shit out of him. Imagine if Terence Crawford. I wonder if Tim Bradley would come out and say, you gonna fight Teofimo Lopez at 154? He coming 2 weight classes up. And y'all consider Terence Crawford the pound for pound best, which I don't. But I'm just saying, imagine that. Tim Bradley, motherfuckers like him, they think Terence Crawford is the pound for pound. Imagine if Terrence Crawford fights Teofimo Lopez at 154. Bring him up 2 weight classes more. Would Tim Bradley be saying the same shit? No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. But he mad at Tank. Yeah, all right. The bad part about it, Terrence Crawford got plenty of fights that he can fight, but he can't. I mean, that he can't. He won't fight. He won't fight a Boots Ennis. He won't fight a Jermell Charlo. He won't. He will not fight them. I'm telling you he won't. And I'm going to tell y'all why he won't fight them, Jermell Charlo, at 154. Because you're talking about a dude that's 6 foot that got power. Yeah, he whatever happened with Canelo or whatever, okay. And I say this, and I always said this. Jermell Charlo fought scared. He was scared of motherfucking Canelo. And that's why he lost. It wasn't that he didn't have enough power. He was just scared. I told y'all the real reason why Frank Martin lost the Tank. Because he was scared of him. It ain't that Frank ain't have enough power. He was just scared. And I'm going to just tell y'all about, you know why Canelo got his ass whipped by Bivol? Because Bivol wasn't scared of him. Bivol ain't had enough power to hurt Canelo. He just outboxed his dumb ass. That's all Bivol did. He had no power like it hurt Canelo and shit like that. You can't hurt a nigga like Canelo. You can't hurt him. This motherfucker got a solid chin. He outboxed him. And hit him with enough power to let that motherfucker know, hey man, I ain't scared of you. I got enough power. I'll throw that bitch back at you. But Canelo was not ever faded from Bivol. He was never faded like he wasn't hurt. He might have been out of shape. He might have took Bivol for a joke. But, didn't take him serious, I'll put it that way. But he was never hurt. I ain't never seen Canelo hurt. He's just one of those fighters. They got great chins. You don't see those type of dudes hurt like that. You see them more frustrated than anything. But that's how that goes. Listen, listen. You can't fuck with a dude like Canelo, man. Them niggas going there, if you scared of a nigga Canelo gonna whoop your ass. That's all it is. Motherfuckers can sit around and play goddamn nets. These motherfuckers sit around, they can play around with those guys like that. All you want, I'm telling y'all, ain't none of them niggas gonna get in there, and they ain't no boxers gonna hurt Canelo. They're not. He got a great chin. You're not gonna hurt him. You're not gonna hurt Tank. Your best bet is to outbox him. That's why Canelo lost. You think Canelo lost to Floyd Mayweather because of his power? No. He got outboxed. If you can outbox a power puncher like that, and you're faster than them, you can beat them. Right? Your IQ is very high. You got all those things. Your power is decent, but it ain't gonna hurt him. But if your boxing skills and your IQ is higher than theirs, then you can beat them. The problem is when they be talking about like Tank and shit like that, his IQ is high, so it's hard to beat Tank. And he can box. If you put him in that situation, he will box you. He been in there. Y'all have seen it. He been in there with dudes that got power like that. Tank said it with the Ron shit. He was like, "Yo, that motherfucker had power. I seen how he hurt people and knock people out." He knew what Ron had. So he had to outbox him, outsmart him. That fight let you know he had great ring IQ. I told you the Rolly fight proved that to me. The Pitbull Cruz fight let me know Tank can box. But the ring IQ was more with the Rolly shit. And let me know his ring IQ is crazy. Where the fuck is these nuts coming from? Anyway, people. Had to just do that with Tim Bradley. I don't like these dudes. They talking about, listen, I'm y'all and us. We should go ahead and watch the Lamont Roach fight with Tank Davis. He had no choice but to fight this dude. But listen, Lamont Roach is a good fighter. He's not no pushover. Now, we don't know how good he gonna be. You know, how afraid he may be. Put it that way. Because I keep telling people, it's one thing talking all that shit when you get the fight. It's another thing when you done face-offs happen. That's where Tank fucked them niggas up. He got that motherfucking what's his name? Goddamn Mike Tyson effect. But he can scare the shit out you. And so if this, I'm gonna look at them face-offs. It's getting ready to come up in a couple of weeks. And I'm telling y'all, that nigga Lamont Roach, if he seemed any what timid from Tank, he losing. He might get, listen, the crazy shit about it with Tank, everybody focus on his power. Tank is a motherfucker regardless if he think you're a good fighter or you got power or not. He's so much of a fucking boxing head or so much a superior type of fucking boxer. It doesn't matter. He make you look good in fights that you don't supposed to look good in with him. That's how great he is. But if Tank know that you scared, oh, you done. Everybody was like, oh, Frank fought very good in the first 4 or 5 rounds. Okay. That's when the nigga put that pressure on you. It didn't seem like Frank was that scared in the fight. Yeah, he was. He was scared of shit. He was scared before the fight, and he was scared in the fight. Scared of shit. Because he knew all Tank gotta do is catch me. And that shit is a wrap. And I'm going to say this to Lamont Roach. Listen, my dude. Make sure you keep that same energy. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying you're a bum fighter or no shit like that. Because I would never say that. But I'm going to tell you something. You better not go in that motherfucker overconfident. And you better not go in that bitch on some bitch shit. Because if Tank even feel the fear in you, your ass is done. And if you overconfidence, oh, that shit even worse for Tank. Because that's going to piss him off. That's why Tank told Frank, nigga, fuck you. I want to prove to all the niggas that talking all that shit that they talking. Them niggas way overconfident. And that reflect on you. So it was like, I want all them, I'm gonna get all them niggas, I'm gonna show you. I ain't that dude that y'all be playing around with. And the problem they mad at Tank is because Tank don't be interacting with these niggas like that. Heard the nigga say, oh, Tank, he keep going at Devin Haney. Because Devin Haney, when Tank was going through legal problems, him and his daddy was saying disrespectful shit about Tank outside of the ring. They wasn't talking about, oh, they can beat Tank inside of the ring. They did shit outside. That's why Tank is doing what he's doing. He's calling them weak. Excuse me. You're a bitch ass nigga, Devin Haney. It just is what it is. And your daddy making you soft. Now, you supposed to get back. But like I told you, he grew up in the suburbs. He ain't really like that. Listen, people, I ain't saying people in the suburbs is soft and shit like that. The struggle is just different. They don't have that inner city struggle. Cause there be some niggas in the city that grow up in the city, right? That ain't really like that either, but you know, they come from some shit. And so they try to, it's almost like a bully tactic. And then they wind up getting their ass whipped by a suburban type motherfucker. It happens. But a lot of them motherfuckers from the suburbs ain't really like that. It just is what it is. My whole thing is, I've been around a long time. I don't underestimate anybody. Like I told you, in my lifetime, I done seen bitch niggas that I consider bitch niggas, still to this day, kill real niggas. But you know they got busy. I done seen it. So I don't downplay even the bitches nigga, because I know the bitches nigga only do shit because they scared. It's not because you're a real nigga. You're a scary nigga. But scary niggas will kill you too. More than a real nigga would. Real nigga like to think about that shit. How I'm gonna kill this nigga. You plot on it. But scary niggas will kill you because they so goddamn scary. That's just real life. Type of atmosphere I grew up in. The bitch niggas is kill you before a real nigga kill you. Because, you know, the real nigga think about that shit. They playing shit. But scary niggas is just scary. They scared all the time. Every time they leave, oh, I'm scared. They scary niggas. But anyway. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.